a very comfortable evening for Liverpool, and it wasn't to be for 95 minutes. That was one of the worst performances that I've seen Liverpool play for a long time. I know we're going to have bumps in the road. I know we're going to have sort of times where we're not going to be at our full best, but that was, from minute one, an awful performance. And to be fair, I think we scraped a 0-0 draw. I think Man United had the two best chances in the game, in all honesty, and they could have nicked it. But make sure, obviously, guys, you like, comment, share, subscribe. Of course, we're on our little road to 1,000 subscribers, and of course, you know, we can't obviously do content without Ricky ranting tonight. Of course, what would it be? It wouldn't be fun at all, would it? We've got Kev, we've got Jack as well. Obviously, I hope you're well, guys. Obviously,
I'll be ranting. Don't worry, it's not just going to be ready tonight. I'm absolutely fuming.
Just a couple of comments come through. Press Salah, sell Darwin Núñez. George has put always play to the whistle, silly Darwin. Tom's in. I think all your faces say it all. I want it to win the league title. You can't be playing like that, and was lucky United not to snatch a win. And obviously, Connor's put shocking. Fully agree. Rick, I mean, look, the only positive from today's game is we've actually taken something from it, and it's not what we wanted. Obviously, we've kept another clean sheet. Defensively, it looks good, but Gary Neville summed it up in one little sentence, and it was it was in the second half. It does sometimes depend on the opponent, and if we play Arsenal like we did today, it's clearly going to show that our Liverpool win a title race or not. You know what I mean, sum up the performance from, you know, I think the first 2 minutes I think we were quite good, but then after that, sum up the rest of the performance.
I don't know what's more embarrassing, Anfield, the performance, the need to add another 6,000 seats in. I mean, let's be real. You can say what you want if I'm overreacting or not. All right, we're a point off top. That league table is false, in my opinion. It's a false league table. We've been shit all season. We're lucky to be where we are. The performances have been abysmal of late. 4 weeks, 5 games in a row, we've been shit. Darwin Núñez needs to get out of the club. I mean, I've seen better semi-professional football players than Darwin Núñez. I mean, he hasn't scored in 10 league games, or 10 games, whatever it is. Dom Szoboszlai's fell off a cliff massively. Who else? Endo is not good enough. It's too slow. You've got Van Dijk and Konate looking to pass the ball to someone. You give it to Endo, it takes him 4 years to turn around. You've got Costas who can't... Listen, I played fullback at semi-pro level. I know what I'm talking about. The guy, Costas, can't beat a man on the left-hand side. He always turns around and goes back, stops the play going. I think the only ones that can come out with a little bit of fucking head held eye is Trent. Alisson, again, stopped us losing that game. Man United we had 32 shots, but Man United had the best chance to win that game. Well, the best 2 chances to win that game. Who else? Gravenberch, I think he done all right when he was there, but again,
he's not out for long term.
A bad bunch. But yeah, mate, listen, I won't be whacking 60, 70 million on a DM this summer. I'll be going to get a striker because Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and Darwin Núñez will not fire you to a league title. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. They don't score enough. They don't create enough. Luis Diaz is so predictable. I mean, he got put through by Gravenberch on the left-hand side. He knew what he was going to do. Dalot just stood there and waited for it to happen. Take it down the left to create another opportunity. But no, he cuts inside, loses the ball. Half-assed, he can't beat a man either. It's just shit all around. And listen, I'm going to say it now, Arsenal will absolutely wipe the floor of us next week at Anfield.
If we play like we did tonight against Arsenal next week, we are in serious trouble. And Arsenal, again, you know, they got their result today. They were very comfortable against Brighton. Kev, hope you're well, mate. Obviously, you know, not the result that we wanted tonight. I mean, summing up for what Ricky said, obviously it's just embarrassing. It's disappointing that we've not got the result, but it just looks too predictable at times, doesn't it? Especially as Rick said, you know, with Luis Diaz in the second half, not just him in particular, but, you know, just everything about our game today. You know, Man United just dropped off. I think there was too many crosses in the box that were just eaten up by Varane and Johnny Evans. I think they were very good. And yeah, we just lack that creative spark, don't we? And obviously we're going into next. Well, you know, West Ham around the corner in the League Cup's not going to be an easy game either. But then you'll obviously look at Arsenal next week. It looks slightly worrying, doesn't it?
Well, I wouldn't say worrying. I'd say we were off the boil today. But at the same, like, even you said it earlier there, we had a disrespect for United. I kind of don't agree with that. I think we have over respect for what we've achieved so far this season. I thought United were absolutely dog shit.
No, they
be
were.
honest with you. They were terrible. Like, it's the worst United side I've seen in the history of Manchester United as long as I've been alive. And they came to Anfield today and we didn't break them down because every pass was awful. Trent had some of the worst passing I've seen in a Liverpool shirt today. Endo was running around the place like a headless chicken, but I give him A for effort. Gakpo was the most selfish arsehole I've seen walking onto that pitch today. He would not pass that ball for life nor money to anybody who was free. And when he was in his mind to shoot, he was turning, and then shooting. Joe Gomez had a chance. I know Joe Gomez has never scored for any team in any side ever, but he had a chance that he couldn't have possibly missed if Gakpo had just passed it to him, and he didn't. We had Diaz multiple times on the left back post, didn't get passed to. Gravenberch had a good game, and he ran himself into the ground. You know, I thought Elliott should have come on sooner. As for Arsenal wiping the floor with us, no, they don't wipe the floor with us. I mean, our defense is good.
We can't hit a barn door with a machine gun. They will punish us.
In one game. I'd say that in one game. I know that, but I know Nunes is the problem there. Nunes is the problem there with the one game.
Gakpo and Diaz.
Yeah, but if you put Gakpo in Nunes' position, he'd probably score those chances. He'd be at the back post scoring.
No, lad, he missed a header from 8, 6, 7 yards out, a free header. You can't be missing chances like that.
I think Kev has got a point to an extent, Rick, where it's and I agree with what you're saying. It is it's a poor performance all round, and obviously we were off the ball today.
Absolutely shit.
But it is one game. Let's not be mistaken. We're still
it's not one game. Look at the games throughout this season. It's shit.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's the old clique. Like we've said it so many times before. Performances don't win you football matches. At the end of the day, there's little moments in games that will win you football matches. There wasn't any of that today. You know, the Arsenal game could be slightly different in the way Arsenal set up. Arsenal will try and attack us. They will try and sort of be on the front foot. That could play in our game a little bit. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. It could be totally different. But Arsenal, I'm not going to come to Anfield next week thinking like what they did. United didn't go there today. United didn't go there today.
I watched Arsenal today and I didn't think they were great. Look, I just thought they played a poor right inside.
Man United didn't come to Anfield today before the game kicked off thinking that they were going to win. There's no way. They've got exactly what they wanted. They knew straight away we can go for a point today and they've got it. Arsenal are not going to have that mindset. They're going to Anfield next week saying that they can win, right? But they're not going to play the same way United played. They're going to actually want the ball and they're going to get possession. They're going to try and create chances. So it will leave gaps and it might suit our style. But if we play the same way we did tonight against Arsenal, I agree, we will lose.
Just look at last season. They were 2-0 up at Anfield and should have been about 3-4-0. Like, it's one of them. And hello, fellas. Shite. I'm going to go straight for the Anfield crowd, mate, because I wish all four of us were. I'm a local, and it's an absolute utter disgrace. This new edition of an extra taking it up to 61,000 capacity stadium. It's all right getting all these seats, but it's gonna kill the Anfield atmosphere. Like, in all honesty, today was a disgrace, and I'm not buying into this absolute notion of it's up to the players and all that. Sort the players. It's up to the crowd, and it's all right getting all your hot dogs and your burgers, taking about 20 selfies in the concourse. Like, that can go an absolute soddy. And it's me being polite. Like, well,
prawn sandwiches, lad.
Yeah, prawn sandwiches anyway. Or like, it's become an Instagram day out, like social media day out. And I used to do vlogs, and I'll put my hand up. I've done about 10, and then shout out if anyone does vlog sounds. Yeah, but the Anfield atmosphere has absolutely been decimated in recent years. It's all right when you play Barcelona. The reason we won that game against Barcelona was, yes, the players played well, but Barcelona was petrified. Man United, if that crowd was absolutely up for it from minute one and just didn't shout Liverpool, Liverpool for about 2 seconds and then sing the Anfield, you never walk alone, and then go back to sleep for 90 minutes. Yes, the players didn't perform today, but neither did the crowds. And I, as Luke said at the top of the show when we were speaking before we come on here, I'll hold my hands up. I was too arrogant. But there's one thing that you
We all
can't
were.
comprehend.
We all were. We were different types of arrogance.
Yeah, but like as Kev said, this is the worst United side I've seen in my lifetime. And we put up for 30 years of absolute trust with them. Going, he's an absolute dog. And we were for a very long period. But it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. There's a lot that you've touched on, boys, but Darwin Núñez, you know me, boys, and a lot of people that watch me know I'm a very big advocate for Darwin Núñez, but time is running out, mate. And people might go, oh, he's got a 5-year deal, you're being over dramatic. But when push comes to shove in the big moments this season and the next year or so, if he's not performing, yeah, I'm sorry. We've come off the back of having one of the best wingers since bloody John Barnes in Sadio Mane down that left-hand flank. And we've replaced him with Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and Darwin Núñez. They're not even half the none of them are half the player Sadio Mane was and what he done and what he put on the line for this football club. Like, it's just
with Luis Diaz, this isn't going to sound an excuse, but do you generally think he's still got things on his mind?
No, I'm sorry, mate.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. It's not.
He's had 4 or 5 weeks after that now.
I know, but sometimes it can affect players.
Well, if it is, mate, it's up to Jurgen Klopp to be dropping him. If he's not in that right mental capacity to be able to play, give him a 5-week holiday with his mum and dad at Anfield and around Liverpool or whatnot. Obviously,
he's got no left leg.
Yeah.
What's wrong with his left-hand side? He can't turn the left. Ricky said it earlier about the Dalot chance. I was like, oh, Diaz is definitely going to the left-hand side here and striking across goal with his left leg. He has to this time. He's not out in the wing where he has to take them on. He's right there. He just has to move left and shoot across the goal. He didn't. He tried to turn back inside and Dalot just went, I know where you're going. And then just took it away from him.
And you know what the worst thing was? Even with that, like, he didn't even like take it straight away. He slowed down. He slowed down and then he touched it. It's like...
I think he's too one-sided, man. Too one-sided. He's too right-hand sided. It's not going to, at the moment he's limiting himself.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely, yeah. I would be after Osimhen at least for now. An injured Osimhen. Yeah, I'd be going after Osimhen right now just to say right. Look, he's got a bit of an injury record, but we fucking take him because we've nobody else that's in there.
You know what I'll do?
And
I'll be putting Núñez and Diaz in that fucking Osimhen deal as well.
I mean, there's a good comment.
I'd even take Ivan Toney at this rate, mate.
I wouldn't.
He'd bang goals.
He's not played. That's the only reason why I wouldn't.
Listen, he still scored more than Núñez.
No, I'm not saying he won't. I'm not saying he won't. And of course, he's got Premier League experience.
He don't have to play. The geezer could come back in January. First game back, guarantee he scores more than fucking...
Right
now.
Chances
we create. But he's about...
Out of two, I prefer Osimhen. Key comment here from Press Salah as well. I think I've said this for about 2 or 3 weeks now. We missed Diogo Jota. I mean, there's 2 players in particular that I'm looking at that we really do miss in this team right now, and that's Jota and Robertson. But
even McAllister.
Yeah, I mean,
we missed it today.
We said this before the show ended, like the show started. Sorry, McAllister's not the 6. Of course, he's not. He's not a defensive-minded player. But from watching this game tonight and the last 2 games I've watched with Endo playing, look, we know Endo isn't good enough to play for this football club. He's a very defensive-minded player and he's quite slow. But what you get with McAllister is when Van Dijk gets it, or when Konate or when Matip gets it, you summed it up. When Endo gets it, he's too slow. When McAllister gets it, he's quick. He's able to distribute the ball early. He's able to get it into areas where Liverpool can go forward. And that's exactly what we missed there today. That's why
I say straight up. I think McAllister makes Szoboszlai look even better than what he is. I'm going to say, because I like Szoboszlai, I think he's a great player. But I think he creates the space for Szoboszlai because of how he's able to hold onto the ball for a second or two and then release Szoboszlai into space, which then allows him to move on because nobody's tracking him in. Szoboszlai's been tired since the Hungary break. He's been really tired. And without McAllister on that side of him, I think he needs that kind of player. He hasn't looked at his sharpest.
For the first 25 minutes, I think there was a competition for who was the worst player on the pitch between Salah and Szoboszlai. Neither of them could pass the ball. Neither of them.
Their link-up play was poor.
It was poor, man. Yeah.
No, they couldn't pass the ball 5 yards amongst each other 3-4 times they tried. Let's go through these comments. There's been a lot come through. I just want to try and get through some. Lights out, everyone, mate. Shocking, dreadful, and flat-footed. Forget buying a 6. Pray Jota comes back ASAP. Go and get Toney in January. Diaz and Núñez won't score half the goals like Mane and Bobby used to do. Yeah, it's a very good comment. And quite frustrating, really, as well. Only positive today, Man United women's first time in history that the Liverpool women's team beat Man United. So fair play to them from a goal down as well.
At least you've done the job tonight.
Yeah, from a goal down as well. So fair play to the ladies. It was so quiet. Go back to Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. The difference was the dickhead tourists. Listen, we'll talk about the Anfield crowd. I mean, Rick, obviously, you're frustrated. Obviously, Jack, you're a local.
It doesn't matter if people
like,
come from.
I mean, yeah, all right. It doesn't matter.
No, the thing is, straight. I've got to answer that straight away because that is like it's not. I'm not saying everyone should be allowed to support Liverpool, and without Liverpool's global fan base, we would be Everton Football Club. Or a smaller club.
I take it. No offense, lads. I'm probably the most qualified to talk about this here as being an Irishman. When I hear the locals turn around and say that we don't deserve to be anywhere near there, well then don't take our money and be like Everton if you want to be. I'll say it straight out to you. Like I have 3 season tickets at Anfield. I spend £21,000 a year just to sit in the seats, not even the flights, not even the accommodation, not even anything. So get that out of your head. I understand that there's some touristy type people there of a more enamored, more rich environment that just come in and just kind of don't know what the atmosphere is about. They're not bred into this. I was bred into this as a kid, you know, so I know all the songs. I go and I sing and I scream. If I'm going into these new seats in Brody's when they're available, I'll be the first person to turn around to the idiots that are next to me saying, sing a bloody song. I'm like, we're sitting here. Why are you here? Why are you paying this all money for seats? Sing a song. And I'd be the first one to hang it up. So please don't do the whole tourist foreigner thing because there's Norwegians, there's Irish, there's Scottish that come down there and they know what they're doing. Not you. I'm saying, and it's not you. It's just in the chat when you mention that kind of thing.
I just look at it and I just think to myself now, like, you know, Liverpool have obviously brought in this the new stand, the new stadium, like with the more seats, etc. And it's a risk of becoming that. You know what I mean? I think Arsenal have, you know, a section of their fan base, obviously, like they don't get. Obviously, they turn up 15.
It's only that middle tier, though. See that little skinny line? That's the only corporates. The rest are all fans that are local.
It's just all business type now, isn't it? Basically, now it's like we're just basically going to put bums on seats. We're going to bring in the money. We're not going to care too much. And for me, it showed today. I mean, that's the quietest I've ever seen Anfield. You know, especially in the first half, it was literally like watching football in a library.
It was terrible.
You see the commentators, even Gary Neville saying like it's a strange atmosphere.
It's the risk of being successful, though, boys, isn't it?
Like all they did was groan and moan.
But you see, Ricky, the other night, the guys they brought in the locals to sit in the Anfield Road stand and to do the test, and they were loud, and it was nice. But the one thing I have to say about that as well is I didn't hear much from the cop either today. I heard nothing.
For years.
I haven't heard nothing from the cop, and they're the ones that are supposed to start the whole atmosphere. If they started, they follow. But it hasn't been started to follow.
Anfield's dead. Anfield's finished.
Big bold. I'll tell you what, big bold, and I have to give Scott McTominay credit. Big bold move by switching ends in the coin toss. Obviously making Liverpool attack the cop in first half.
Lad, we could attack any end and we weren't fucking scoring.
Oh no, look, I do think little things like that though do affect like game plans, and it does affect. You know, you expecting Liverpool to attack the cop in second half, but you are right. At the end of the day, we weren't good enough today, and it doesn't matter what end we would have attacked. City to win the title again with De Bruyne comes back. To be fair, I think the new title favourites right now are Arsenal.
No,
I do believe so. I generally think Arsenal at the moment, if
they'll drop off.
Brave to say that, in all honesty.
I think they'll battle better than what they did last year. I think what the thing is that I think City and Liverpool will have a better chance in the second. We're second half of the season teams.
Lad, you keep saying Liverpool. We've been shit, lad. Listen, the table's false.
I think.
We can be saying that about United. We can be saying that about things for the last few seasons. You can say it's false all along, but we're still where we're at. The table might be false.
I think saying Arsenal's going to fall off. I think that's brave.
I think we fall off.
I'm just speaking from recent history, though, under the Jurgen Klopp era. Like
only us and City are capable of going 15 and 16 games unbeaten in the second half of the season.
I think that's a bit over. I think that's a bit over the hype. To be fair, Benteke was poor at Liverpool. Nunes had some moments compared to Benteke.
What, you can live off that Newcastle performance for the rest of his Liverpool career?
Benteke lives off his scissor kick. Do you remember that? That was it.
Mate,
Yeah, I
listen,
know. Darwin Núñez has been a better striker for Liverpool than Christian
don't get
Benteke.
me started about the bit where he stopped running when he could have easily created a goal scoring opportunity. He stopped. Like,
Just
what's
me
he stopping for?
You're the striker, lad. Fucking shoot. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to pass it on. No, we paid the big money. I was in the ground in the second leg against Benfica. Like, he absolutely just decimated our back line. Where's that Núñez?
Do you reckon this Klopp's tactics, though?
Yeah.
It must be. Because when he turned up at Benfica, I know it was for only 90 minutes, but it was just getting in behind the channels,
he's bought a fella who can run at defenders and score goals, but he's bought a fella to play in Bobby Firmino's position, and he's not that.
Do you know what I find frustrating? Why is it only Trent wanting to shoot outside the penalty area? Why do we try to walk every fucking?
I think that was our best chance in terms of like
Trent's one.
Yeah, Gravenberch had a great volley that was knocked. That was going in actually until it was headed off to the side by Manu.
I think Onana had that covered. In all honesty,
Canati, Van Dijk, and Gakpo
at the back post.
Yeah,
Jones at the back post.
They should have all scored a header.
No, not to me. Gakpo. I was so frustrated with Gakpo today when he came on. He's so selfish, selfish in his gameplay. Yeah, he did my nutting today. And I've liked him. I liked every game. I said he's our key guy to be on that left-hand side of the midfield where Alexis came in out to kind of play if we had a number 6, or where Gravenberch's been playing, or where Jones has been playing. I said Gakpo would have been immense there because he's been brilliant coming from deep and going in. But man, he was so selfish today. Unless he was just told by Klopp, just go out and shoot at shoot on sight. You know, I don't know. But,
look at the Fulham game, though. We can do it. We just refuse to.
Yeah.
Jamie, hope you're well, mate. In the comments, obviously, Jamie, make sure you just put it in there. Look, Jamie, whatever your theory is, mate, put it in the comments, and obviously we'll read it out. But obviously, good to see you in the comments, mate. Reverend Diaz.
I don't agree with Gravenberch.
I don't agree with the bottom. Yeah, I mean, if he's talking about tonight, I think Gravenberch had a decent game. He was unfortunate to come off injured. Hopefully, it's not too serious. The only thing with the Szoboszlai one, yes, he was poor with the ball, but there was a couple of comments. No, there was a few comments obviously during the second half, which I do agree with. When Szoboszlai comes off, we ain't got that sort of overlapping behind. We ain't got those runs, and that's where it's a bit.
It died after he went off. I'll be honest with that.
Did get Elliott's positioning? Why was he on the left-hand side of the midfield?
I personally thought
it wasn't Gakpo switched. That's what I thought as well. Yeah,
I thought Elliott got brought on too late.
Yeah,
I think he should have been at least 10 minutes earlier. Yeah, I didn't understand why he's playing on the left, in all honesty, but you know,
Szoboszlai just needs to stop doing interviews and talking a good game, and needs to start putting in a fucking good game.
He's believed his own hype, Rick. That's what he's done.
And weren't Liverpool fans comparing him as the new Gerrard?
Yeah,
at the start of the season.
I don't know why people started doing that. Why people?
He can play the ball. He's got the skills. He can play the ball the whole lot. But the difference is now is that he's a bit coasting, if you want to call it that. He's just coasting a bit through games, and he needs to step up a little bit more and just be the player that he was when he first came in. Maybe the international break kind of slowed him down a bit. I don't know what it was.
And
the one thing I did like about Szoboszlai today was passing back too much. You kind of reminded me of Henderson a little bit in how much he wanted to pass back, but he's better on the ball than Henderson. But he was still passing back a bit too much.
Just go straight to Jay's comment there, Luke. He's absolutely hit the nail on the head, and it's almost that, as Jay said there.
Whether I agree with it or not.
But Jürgen Klopp is turning Szoboszlai into a Jordan Henderson workhorse midfielder. That's not his job.
No, he's turning Henderson into the midfielder that makes those runs on the right hand channel. He's not turning him into a Henderson, because let's be real, Szoboszlai will want to try and get into the edge of the box and try and shoot. When did you ever see Henderson do that?
Well, he used to.
When?
Yeah, but I don't want Szoboszlai running around for 90 minutes. Yeah. I don't want him running around for 90 minutes.
I want him to be our De Bruyne.
Flair. Yeah. He should be receiving the ball at his feet, turning, making a pass or shooting. One or the other. That's all he should be doing. Yeah.
When Big Dom went away on international duty, they sent him back a body double. God's sake. Szoboszlai was just poor overall today. No, yeah, he was poor. No, that's not Jamie. Look, I mean, first of all, we don't have to worry about the capitals, mate. I'll read your comment. And secondly, right, I've agreed with what Jack said
Jamie-
about the runs. I've
Jamie
agreed
said
with
pretty
what
much
you,
the same thing I have.
I've agreed with what you said about the runs in behind, and that's exactly what I was saying. What I'm saying is there was no point in Liverpool's career with Jordan Henderson where he'd get the ball, he'd drive forward from midfield, and he'd be able to take the ball on and take shots from 25, 30 yards, because that's where the Gerrard comparison comes into play. And that's where, you know, I'm not being funny, but like, when have we ever had midfielders over the last 5-6 years in the Klopp era where they've gone on and scored goals? Like, I'm not being funny, but Rick, how many times did you say 2-3 years ago we don't get enough goals in midfield? The only ones that used to get it was Coutinho.
We still ain't. We're still not getting no goals from midfield.
But he's the only one from the midfield that is generally trying to take the opportunity on. Like, you know, he's trying to get.
Do you know what it is? I want to be real here, right?
Oh, I see his keyboard.
Why does every Liverpool player feel the need to have to give Mo Salah the ball every fucking?
It's in his contract, lad. It must be in his contract.
Like, we can score goals when he's not involved. It's like he has to be involved in everything. And then when we do give him the ball, the crossing he attempted today was abysmal. Them outside the boot shit.
Do you know?
Salah, you're not built like that. Let's be honest. You're a goal scorer. Stop hugging the touchline. Cut inside, get involved, and stop shooting at every opportunity, man.
Why did he? You know, when he took his 2 shots when he went away, when he sort of tucks it off his left foot, and then even Onana took a gamble. It's sort of like, yeah, I know you're going there. Like, it just looks so predictable, didn't it? It just looks so predictable when he gets the ball. Henry Ray, hope you're well. I think.
Then again,
right,
being on 350 a week, you probably got to give him every touch.
I agree with your first comment, Henry, with Alisson is world class, but to say Costas was our best player, I don't know.
You know what? I give Costas credit today. I thought he was good today, but his touch was poor second half. His touch was poor second half.
Yeah, I don't know a fullback that wants to get the ball and then drive and then goes, let me cut back.
No. He was better than what he was.
He kept going.
I still don't think he's good enough for Liverpool. But I give him credit; he's better than what he was in the previous weeks. But his touch was so poor second half. There was a ball from Trent or somebody that came across, and he was in acres of space. He touched it and it ran 15 feet away from him. And I was like, that's why we don't like you. You know, and then after doing something so good for like 20 minutes. And it's not like we don't like, it's just like, you know, the days of the Scouse Creek or whatever they want to call him is gone from that final. It's time to just, you know.
How did he get a contract?
I don't know.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but Revenite, you must be trolling.
Yeah,
for me, I
lads, I'll agree slightly because Endo's slow. I'll agree slightly. Endo was slow, but he was better than Szoboszlai today.
You weren't better than Gravenberch, though.
Gravenberch
was he was best, but he was more further forward.
It's like deciding from a Man United midfield with Mick.
I think Trent pops up into that midfield as well, and he was poor. His passing was awful today, and you know, and but I think Gravenberch was more sitting just behind the strikers in the way that I don't really count him as that. But yeah, Endo was winning balls. He was intercepting. He was heading, but then you know he did these things where he would be stuck on the spot and bending over, the ball would trickle off him or go somewhere stupid. And that's always in his game. And it's the same as Nunes. You're always guaranteed to get 2 or 3 fluffs a game in front of goal, but Nunes, it's the same type of thing. But we need to get that out of the game. And let's even revert back to Jota. Jota can score a goal and it's great and all of that. I just don't think he gives us enough when we're actually linking up to go into attack. I think he needs to be the last form of touching the ball. And I think we need other people that can create around him. So I said we should have catched it, and his injury record is so woeful. I think we should cash in him.
No, there's a quite
clear.
Not now.
I get what you mean, but at the moment I wouldn't cash in on Jota right now. I think we need him.
I would if we were buying 3 or 4 people in January. I would.
That's good enough.
There's a clear. I was going to say, but there's a clear systematic point of view. Like there's an issue down that left-hand channel. Even when Robertson was playing, boys. When we've changed and adapted to this new system and Trent going to midfield, we stifled Robbo's game for the last 12 months.
It's just
like, when was the last time you actually seen him go past the halfway line?
Can I just sorry to interrupt you, Joe. Obviously, you're getting. I've just seen Alan and Revenite comments, obviously about Endo. Can you guys tell me in the comments what is Endo's job? Can you please tell me what is Endo's job? Because we've discussed throughout, that for me, we see it so many times before when Fabinho is in that role. He was the one that picked up the ball and he distributed it out quick. He distributed it out to Henderson, or if it was Milner at the time, or Gini Wijnaldum when he was in that role, or other midfielders are in that role. I get the defensive side of it. The defensive side of it, he was okay. When he's in possession, he's not good enough. So please, guys, look, I love all your comments.
But he's really good
at what his job is.
He's really good at clearing in front of the defense, and he's been doing that, but he's just not been as creative going for. He's a bit of a head the ball or a bit of a two-step, as I call him, when he's stuck in positions where he needs to start creating. A wish version of Fabinho. Fabinho at his peak. Fabinho is now a wish version of Fabinho.
Tom.
No, we went from Fabinho being one of the best sixes on planet Earth alongside Rodri, not Fabinho from like 2 years ago, but before then, you know how good he was. No, Luke. Fabinho was one of the best DMs.
But Endo did his job today. He protected the back four. He had about 4 or 5 clearance headers. He trapped the ball and released it out to the right hand side and the left hand side about 5 or 6 times each. And that's all I expected of him. It's only when he was stuck in the midfield or trying to do something, he was a bit of a headless chicken. That was it.
The quality that we've had in the squad, boys. And this is why January is massive.
You're saying Endo protected the back four and did his job. United come forward 3 times, and
they should have scored 2 or 3 times.
So he didn't do his job because we were getting beat on the counter in a 6 where he's supposed to be to stop that fucking counter attack.
Yeah, but the counters were on the wings. He's not a winger or a left or right back.
He didn't do his defensive duties because they come forward 3 times and nearly scored 3 times.
Thing is, they play out. No, Alan, it's not just what Spider said. Actually, put in the comments what you think his job is. In all honesty, you're right.
Yeah, but I get what Ricky's saying. But the counter attacks were on the wings though today.
They were on the wings, but
they were nothing through the centre.
They were on the wings.
Well, they were. The through ball from Kobe Mano was through the middle.
They were on the wings. They were on the wings later on in development. Yeah. There was a good 2 or 3 phases beforehand where they were playing little 2-3 passes,
and that's where he's let down.
And then
it's his pressing game you're talking about. So he's pressing defensive issues. That's where his game is weakened. So it's not weakened when it comes to when balls are coming in. Let's say and the team gets back. He's there. He's probably the one that's heading it up next to Van Dijk. But the problem is when they're playing around the midfield and our fellas are too far forward. He's left alone. Fabinho was left alone last season. Henderson was left alone last season. McAllister's been left alone this season. Those positions are the risks that Klopp takes in these formations. The problem is when we have been countered, it's been on the wings. Trent is nowhere to be seen, and Tsimikas is nowhere to be seen.
You say countered from the wings. The ball for Garnacho putting him through on goal come from the centre of the park where Endo's supposed to be.
I still think even if we fix the 6, boys. Creativity.
It's still going to be the same.
No, so then he won't be at the club in another 2-3 years. He's Liverpool today, and for the last, and hence why we haven't won league titles after consecutive years, is creativity is being absolutely appalling at Liverpool Football Club. If it's not Salah, if it wasn't Mane, if it wasn't Bobby chipping in with the 1 or 2, like who was going to score? We had about 5 chances from the centre half today that should have scored. We should be scoring a lot more from set pieces. The creativity from midfield was non-existent. If Salah doesn't score, Liverpool don't win games. If Alisson's not playing, Liverpool don't win games. If Van Dijk's not playing, Liverpool have got less than half a chance of winning a football game. It's just the end of the day, Diaz, Núñez aren't good enough for Liverpool Football Club. It might be harsh. The thing is, Gakpo is being misused by Jurgen Klopp over the last 12 months. Like, if Gakpo was given a lot more of a consistent role, you know what you're going to get. And we spoke about it we're trying to evolve Núñez into this creative Bobby player. That's not his game. And everyone will go, oh, statistically, he's assisted Salah. He can assist him all he likes. We bought him as a striker to score goals, not to feed Salah on 350 grand a week. Gakpo is that creativity. When we brought him in, I said he's going to be a better version than Bobby Firmino. Long term, he might potentially is. But Jurgen, make your bloody mind up, will you? If you're going to play
Diaz through the middle, to be honest with you.
Oh no, no! I'd rather
Just
have
a
Diaz on
change.
the bench. No, Diaz if you'd have made
If Nunes is not going to do it and Gakpo's not going to do it through the middle, I'd rather stick Gakpo on the left and Nunes in the middle and see what he can slide in and do. Just leave him be just an annoying little.
Sometimes I actually generally feel Gakpo's better off the left.
Yeah, oh no, he's a left-sided player. He's 100%. He's 100% a left-sided player. He should be over there the whole bloody time, but he's not getting the opportunity. Klopp wants him to be. He's tried him to be the next Bobby. He's tried Nunes to be the next Bobby. The problem is Klopp hasn't understood that Bobby Firmino left the club, and he needs to understand that we don't play that way anymore. So it's either he's going to have to change to like maybe a diamond up in that front four, or at least put a second striker up there, or at least a 1-on-1. You know, so something like that.
Unfortunately, you know he won't do that because he's too stubborn.
But we tried at the back end of the 20 minutes, boys. I swear we went 4-2-4 or we played with
to be fair,
and he's still done absolutely sod all of them.
There's the wrong players in there.
There we go. Tom's obviously put a comment in there. It sounds like you have 4 left-sided players in Nunes, Gakpo, Diaz, and Jota, and currently right now the best one's not available. So you know that just sums up Liverpool at the moment. In all honesty,
I'd happily take the Sadio Mane on loan, mate, at this point in January.
Are we allowed to get involved in that PAF loan system thing?
Yeah. Give me Mane on loan for 6 months.
I'll be bringing Fabinho back on loan as well.
Get the bandwagon back together. What's your name, Rick? Hey, Redknapp.
I'm telling you, I would get to say I would like to see. Do you know what I know? We could raid Monaco so easily in January, as I've been saying it for ages, for Yusuf Fofana, and get him in there. And number 6, get him in there. He's a tough tackler. He's a good player. He knows how to defend. He knows how to get the ball rolling into attack. He's fast, he's big.
Klopp don't want one of them. Klopp just wants someone that will stand there and do nothing as a 6.
25 million gets him. Imagine that. He's there for 15 million. You know they're going up the price if Liverpool come knocking. 25 million, then you get him.
Kev, what are you chatting? I like that Japanese fella called Minamino at Monaco.
Yeah.
No, it's him.
But listen, I hated Minamino. I thought he was shocking. But he's better than Luis Diaz.
Anyways,
scores goals. Minamino scores goals, and Luis Diaz can't hit a barn door.
I'm just looking through the Premier League fixtures before the end of the year. So obviously next week we host Arsenal. We're not talking about the West Ham game. Then Boxing Day we go to Burnley. And then
that's where we do not beat Burnley, mate. I'm deleting my channel.
So our next 3 Premier League games is Arsenal at home, Burnley away, and Newcastle at home. We need to beat Arsenal next week. We can't say 7. Listen, we if we're gonna say 7 points, for example, it's going to have to be a draw at least against Arsenal. If it's going to be 9 points, obviously that's the aim.
3.
But if Liverpool were in a title race this year, which again, look, from this performance, I don't still believe we're not good enough to go for it. But if Liverpool are in a title race, they have to beat Arsenal on Saturday next week. So Jack, I mean, before we sort of round off, what do you expect a different performance against Arsenal next week in terms of how Arsenal will set up, but also in terms of how the way we were tonight?
Arsenal with Odegaard, if he's fit, will absolutely run us absolute ragged. From a technical point of view, and I've been banging on about Havertz. I know you all give me stick and everyone. I do rate Havertz. Actually surprised he's been starting.
We tell you, I rated him before. I know.
But
who's got more goals, him or Nunes?
I think if Havertz scores at Anfield, the world will end. Quite literally. 2021 that film or something. I don't know. It'd be great if Nunes actually started scoring goals. That would be nice. We've got to be very careful, boys, because Arsenal were 2-0 up. Was it last season at Anfield? We
different team, though, Jack. It's a different team. It's a different team. No, Arsenal are the same. It's a different team for us. The only guy I don't rate them, man. I don't rate them. I think that they do well against weaker teams.
We've only improved, but
no, not at Anfield. We've one draw in the last 12 games in the season at Anfield. One draw, and that was today.
Declan Rice and Odegaard are going to rip our midfield apart.
Declan Rice is
and they've got their 2 top centre halves back fit.
No.
Saka
But,
versus
yeah, but
Costa,
still,
you got
Costa,
Gabriel.
do you know what? And I don't know. Saka has been so limited to his left-hand side this season. He's very similar to Diaz on the left-hand side.
I think
Keeps
that's
cutting him
what
back into his left
next week.
side.
Watch what he
Martial
does
plays
to
down
Crystal.
As it could be against Costas, but I mean, Costas will be better tucking inside. If he goes on the outside of him, he beats Costas. If he goes on the inside of him, he's got Costas, Virgil, and what you call it to deal with. But my point is, there's a couple of Arsenal players that get away with murder against smaller teams. Gabriel Jesus, I don't rate at all. I don't care what goal he's got today. He's just been. I don't rate him either. I think we have a field with him. I think whatever about the Arsenal defence is still at Anfield, and they tend to step back a bit more.
Yeah,
They won't be on the front foot.
Jesus scored at Anfield last season. I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Normally the ship players score against us at Anfield. That's about it, but they don't change the game. That's the difference. They can get Nick one in.
Man United shipped 3 past Bournemouth last week at Old Trafford. They come
couldn't
to
even get
Anfield and we couldn't have eaten a pound door against them.
I know, but I just think it's one of those days, lads. To be honest with you, I think everybody looked mindsetly tired. I think that even when they were trying, they were just like, and everybody was like this, and everybody, I don't know why.
December, you can't.
I don't know why. I can't understand why it is, and I can't understand why. And I also find that sometimes if we wanted these week rests, it affects us more than what it would if we were playing every 3 days.
You know why that is? It's excuse making from these players. In all honesty, like
they don't have an excuse though.
Well, they played like they had an excuse today. Like I don't know. Like the way
There's no excuse for that today.
We could have went, well, hypothetically speaking, if we won our games, we would have had an excellent opportunity to pile on immense pressure onto Manchester City. We can still go 10 points clear of us and Manchester City, but if we don't get a job done against Arsenal, and everyone's waxing lyrical about these tables today in the group, in everyone's group chats that support Liverpool, of City, it's the lowest points total they've had under Pep Guardiola in their time at City. But City will do what City do. They'll get to January, they'll spend about 200 million, and then they'll get to March and February and be 10 points clear of us. The fact that we've allowed this less of a distance already so far, City, and we can talk about us not being out of second gear. When City get De Bruyne back, they are complete.
Yeah, but we can't get out of second gear.
I'm not rating I'm sorry, this season I'm not going to rate De Bruyne as being their saviour because he hasn't played enough football, and even if they do get him back, he's not going to be fit enough to do anything for them. They're going to have to do it on their own without him.
Even De Bruyne at 50% capacity is the best midfielder in world football, mate.
When he's fit, he's the best man in the league.
Yeah.
There's no just.
He is, Kev. You can't deny the fact.
I'm not saying that on his game he's not. I'm just saying that De Bruyne coming back with 3 months left in the season is not going to change City's season.
Oh, he will.
Oh, he'll be back before 3 months before the season. He's running already. He'll be back just after Christmas.
When Haaland actually starts banging in all those chances as well.
I'll have to wait and see. Obviously, guys, we'll go through these last few comments before we round up. Thomas put, Henry's put, do we start Gakpo on Wednesday? Personally, I would, because...
Can we play Gomez as well? That'd be nice.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Like, what has he got to do to actually start a game?
I think Joe Gomez was really good. In all honesty, would you start Joe Gomez on Saturday? Maybe put Trent in midfield? Would you take that gamble?
Yeah. Put Endo on the bench and put Trent in midfield.
Honestly, if McAllister's not available next weekend, then I personally would like to see Joe Gomez play right back. But it won't happen. If Havertz scored at Anfield to win the league, yeah, Tom, they've won 4 games and he's on his aisles. Saka can cross one like Diaz. I mean, Diaz is right-footed, mate, but Diaz is just
should still be able to cross the ball with his left foot.
Should still be able to go down his left side instead of always coming in on his right. Liverpool was shocking. Evening, Haley, I hope you're well. How many goals have our forward line scored lately? Not many. Gravenberch in the 6. Not sure about that. Gary,
he'll get injured. He'll get injured if he's in the 6.
And it's got God help us with Salah and Endo gone for 6 weeks in January.
Won't be a bad thing, to be fair.
Under 21s won against Chelsea 2-1. Bobby Clark with the winner. Bring in Bobby Clark. That's
get Tyler Morton back. He won their young player of the month, didn't he? In the championship. I get big Nat Phillips as well back. Yeah,
he's back. He's back in January 1st, isn't he?
Oh yeah, happy days.
Yeah, something else.
That should get us top 4 again.
Let's wrap it there, guys. Obviously, yeah, it's just a frustrating evening for Liverpool Football Club. We're now 1 point off the top of the table. Arsenal taking top spot after this weekend, and obviously, yeah, it goes into top of the table clash before Christmas. Who will be top of the Premier League table when it comes to Christmas? Will it be Liverpool? Will it be Arsenal? Will it be Aston Villa? Who would have said that? Who would have said Aston Villa to be top at Christmas? Who knows?
I said them top 4.
McKinder, are we doing a joint watch along for the Arsenal-Liverpool game?
Well, can we hold the seance for the January transfer window? Can someone bring us an actual... Can we get Ian Rush out of retirement, please, mate? I'd like to see one of our strikers actually hit the target.
There's your answer.
Oh, yeah.
There's your answer.
200 grand a week for him.
We'll wrap it there on that. Guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Kev, Jack, thank you for joining as always.
Someone ban him as well for 2 seconds. Nice.
Be fair, actually, this is the last thing. This is a controversial comment. Do you think right now Goodison Park has got a better atmosphere than Anfield?
That it has done for the last 20 years, mate.
All right, so it weren't controversial then. It weren't controversial. I personally think it has.
We live off our European nights as a football club. We do. Anfield in the league. No.
Say it quietly, but Chelsea's title charge second half of the season beat Newcastle with a week will win the cup. Oh my god!
Cheltenham Cup, is it?
Expected goals 2.35. Fuck me. Anyways, let's wrap it there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. Obviously, thank you for coming in the comments. Obviously, Jack the Spider. Obviously, thank you for coming on.
Always a pleasure, boys. Up the XG Reds when we can. Get all these statisticians come out of the woodwork tonight on Twitter. Like, you can shove your stats up your ass, mate. We just need to actually start scoring goals.
Yeah. Myself and Ricky might be live tomorrow, potentially doing a West Ham preview. Obviously, we play Wednesday, and then we will do our Arsenal preview. I think Adam might come on this week, Rick. Obviously, he'll be happy.
Oh, yeah, can't wait for him to come on.
Can't wait for him to come on and give us an essay. It's like Kev with the voice notes, but in actual person.
Yeah.
So,
guys, hang on a second. It's 2023. If you're not doing, why are you still texting? There's voice notes, so you can just go, "Hey, I'll meet you there in about 5 minutes. I'm over there." Do you need to read that? I need to read that because I can't understand what you said first.
It's a suspense. You know, with a voice note, it's a suspense.
Kev does the long voice notes and Adam does the long fucking paragraph.
I will have to say it. So when you will have to say it, do you want them to be like 15 paragraphs long? I'm not reading all that, man.
Be fair, to be clear, sorry, it's what Ricky said. I would prefer a 3-minute voice note compared to a 300-word paragraph.
Exactly.
I get that.
Yeah.
But my brother's dreadful.
But when you say, I'll be online, you can just type that, lad. I don't need to hear it.
I know that takes too long.
That's too much.
There's a button right there that just goes, I'll be online in 2 seconds. Or it could be
are the buttons
online. No, they're not. They're grand. You see these? Hang on, no, we're getting into stiffy territory, right?
I've heard the new one.
Right, hang on. Wait a second, right? So I play. I'm older than these guys, right? So I've been playing FIFA and EA Sports and what we call it clubs for a long time. So we call those, the bot players, if you want to call them bot players, stiffies.
There was someone playing for Liverpool tonight.
But a lot of people these days call them AIs. There's not even a slightest bit of artificial intelligence inside in that software. So I'm wondering why people call them AIs.
The stiffies have been beat by a sponge. On COD, spongy, innit? Call them sponges.
Yeah. I can't wait, Kev. I'm coming on in the next 2 minutes. So
bullet sponges.
I want to see the sponges.
Sponges. They take bullets. Connection. Sponges. Sponging bullets, man.
Our strikers are sponging shots over the.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow for our West Ham preview. Until then, make sure, as I said, like, comment, share. You'll never walk alone. Stay safe, obviously. We'll never walk alone. Liverpool hopefully will get a win on Wednesday and it will all be happy. All back
I'll be over there. I'm over for West Ham and Arsenal, man. I'm over there for the week. So I better see results. I'll be walking at that pitch and kicking him with a sponge in the face.
I want to see you throwing a sponge on the pitch or something.
Yeah, I'll be taking sponges with me, man, and just filling them up. I won't say it. And just
might start today whip rounds for some actual forwards after the game.
I might start a whip round for some atmosphere, let alone a fucking forward.
Right, let's wrap it there. Stay safe, guys. You'll never walk alone. We'll see you again tomorrow.